Well, hello guys on YouTube today. How are you guys today? Well, I have lost a known snowman to the weather outside from the rain and snow. Apparently has destroyed the model, but I'm not 100% sure if the model is done or is it dead. It's just a 4-foot little snowman I used outside as a blow up. By the way, this is a blow up motor here for the blow up itself. You see, I have the wire harness over there. I also have the plug harness over there. And what's really nice about this motor here, it has these little self-disconnect wires on the plug and the light harness and the fan motor. But well, we're going to attempt to repair this motor if we can get running. If we can't, I guess I don't have a little snowman outside no more. This is what happens a long time ago, guys. These motors do wear out apparently over time by every season, snow, rain, that kind of stuff. I have myself a couple tools here, just a single screwdriver. That's a single Phillips screwdriver. Just pop off these two screws. I got myself a towel right over here. I also got my 4 Q-tips over here. I also got my 70% alcohol over here, and also my grease as well, to see if we can free up the motor shaft on this fan motor here. Now, the way this fan works, it blows cold air in, and it blows it out on this side. This is the intake side, and this is the exhaust side of the motor. Now, this little motor has a little circuit board right down here. We're going to need to take this sticker off here to get to the motor assembly, fan assembly. And we're going to take off these 2 Phillips screws. Let's go ahead and take the sticker off here. Now, I like to sometimes try to save the sticker as possible to reseal the mechanism or the circuit board and the inside. You can just use some clear tape to re-tape this down. By the way, don't throw that away because you're going to need that to replace, to put back over top of this little motor. Now, I can see we have a bit of oxidization on the cables here. That's just typically normal for being outdoors. This little fan's been outdoors for many years. It's just a tiny little guy. It's just a 4-foot snowman. This is not a high-powered motor. This is only a 12 volt motor. By the way, it's a pretty small little motor. Just taking out the 2 little screws, and it does have clips on the side. You don't need a screwdriver to pop these clips off. This is a very soft plastic to pop off. Just don't want to break it. All you have to do is just bend it down, pull it out on either side, and you just take your cover off here, and you are left with the little fan motor shaft. Now, the way these shafts are in there is by a little clip on the inside. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's that little white clip. We need to pop that out. And we're just going to take my flathead little screwdriver and see if we can pop the clip off. Now, again, this is going to have different parts and pieces inside of it. Now, let's go ahead and switch to a longer bit here. This might have different types of Allen things inside of it, but be very careful on how you take these things apart. Do note when you put them back together, you kind of put them back together the right way. Let's go and use this big one here. Typically, I like to use my small ones. You can see it's a real pain in the butt to try to get them with the big one here. Try this one. Try the different size flatheads here to see if I can pop this guy off. If not, if this motor is not repairable, guys, I honestly don't know what else to kind of do. Now, you do gotta be careful when I take these guys out of here. Now, sometimes they have these things can fly out of there, just like that. I forgot to put my finger over top of it, but that's okay if we lose one, as long as we don't lose the second clip. I think that was the only clip in there. Uh-oh. Yes, that was the only clip. Uh-oh, I don't know where that one went there, guys. I would have to look for it later. Oh, found it. Yeah, it's a good thing it landed on my bed, because I would have a hard time looking a non-clip. Now, this is a bit of plastic that just holds the motor shaft into place. Here's the motor shaft. You can see there's the magnet. This is just the magnet on the inside of the shaft here. Now, we do gotta be careful on how we take these things apart. And there's a little 12 volt DC motor right there, guys. Let's go ahead and remove this little guy here, this clip guy here. We don't want to lose that. Okay, now these are shims. Now, note on how you take them apart, because they're really pain in the butt to come, really a pain and delicate to come apart. Or should I say delicate to put back together. No, I think I lost the wrong thing on the inside, but yeah, this is my little black guy. Just making sure I don't lose that. Apparently that's the tiny little O-ring on the inside. Now, note how this was gone together. This was on top, that was on the bottom, and that was on the top of the O-ring. I don't think there was anything else in there, guys. I'm not 100% sure, but again, don't lose these guys, because these are a pain in the butt to able to find new ones for, guys. It really is, because I don't know. I mean, I fixed these so many times, and I have so many different issues with fixing the motors and stuff like that, and that's just how the motors, I guess that's how the motors are, guys. I mean, you do wear out somewhat, as long as you can figure out how to repair them. But the other can be quite tricky with on things that you're trying to repair your motor itself. Now, what I did there was I straightened it out a little bit with using just a pair of pliers. I apparently didn't have that on video, but that's okay. Gonna just pick these guys up, but I'm not going to need these extra screw things. Now, to clean the motor, now sometimes you can clean the outside like this, and the inside. Sometimes these little things can be pushed out and cleaned and stuff, but I'm not going to bother too much with, doing all that. But let's see if we can actually get this guy to on. Now, we're going to clean the shaft here with some of the alcohol here. Just a standard bottle of alcohol. Now, sometimes these don't have any type of oil on them. Lubrication, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You can also get away using the DW40, but the problems with DW40 is DW40 over time will bind up the motor. But let's go ahead and attempt to try to salvage my motor here. See if we can get it running here. But if we can't get it running, guys, I guess I no longer have a snowman. This is kind of the heart and soul of the machine itself, or the blow-ups itself. Without that motor, you got no more snowmans. Now, to able to put just a tiny bit of grease You don't need a whole nickel loads of grease. You only need a tiny bit of grease. Do not use this dirty one. Throw that one away. Let's go ahead and now cap off my alcohol here. Let's go and just grab this little grease here. Now the best idea is using some type of long grease, but we just need just a very tiny bit on the shaft. And what the grease does, it helps to lube the shaft up a bit. Now again, you can also use your hands or your fingers to able to do this. It only depends on how the grease fits on inside the little shaft. Now, if this doesn't work, hey, you know, it's a win kind of situation kind of thing, and it's whatever it is, guys. You know, it's like sometimes it's a win situation, sometimes it's just one of those battle kind of situations. You know, it's like, okay, how to repair and fix your metal. But now, let's go ahead and pop the shaft in the middle. Let's rotate it a little bit. Lean it up a little bit here, see if we can get some grease going. And again, note how everything was inside. The rubber O-ring, oops, if we don't lose the rubber O-ring, I should actually use a little bit of tweezers, but again, I don't have tweezers. I mean, I do, but I just like doing it this way, the old-fashioned way here. And we just kind of scoot the O-ring down the shaft. Sometimes you gotta have to use two screwdrivers to able to get these things to actually go on the shaft. Let's take and put this guy on top. This is the own piece of the own guy there. It's just the way this motor works. Now, again, this motor doesn't work, guys. Sometimes it can be quite tricky to repair these motors because they are very, very, very tricky to repair. A simple little motor here. Now, let's go ahead and plop this guy on the top. Now, again, be careful, guys. These things like to fly out. These little plastic pieces here. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to put it over the O-ring, or over top of the shaft, before it can snap into the into the shaft here. Also note, if you have a metal shaft or a metal one that has a metal piece, make sure you don't bend that too much because they will bend. And let's go ahead and test it out. Let's go ahead and plug the 12 volt DC plug in. And I hope to God I have fixed my snowman's metal, but if not, guys, I can just buy another snowman. As it's harder to find parts for blow-ups. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Well, so far, there's something going on. Voila! There's the motor. The motor is working. But with a little bit of grease, you can actually get these things to work. And let's go ahead and now snap the cover back in. Hold on, let's show you what it. Let's show you guys what it does before I snap over the guide wheel. There's the spinning motor. It's now free of debris. It's now nicely greased. And you see there's that little shaft guy back there, spinning away. Just a tiny bit of grease actually helps a little bit. Now, how this thing works, if we stop knocking on the table, sometimes these just boil down over time, over years of being used outdoors. But if I can fix it, hey, a good job of fixing these little guys, but sometimes these modals can be quite very flaky to fix. Now let's go ahead and now install the screws back into the motor housing. Now sometimes what I do if I have a busted modal, kind of something like this, is I just typically just salvage the wire and just toss the modal, because sometimes it's just not really worth to really fix these things because they just wear out over time. The light source also works just fine too when it's connected properly and everything. And I'm having a hard time getting these screws by the line back up in the hole here. And let's see what we got. They look pretty good so far. This is how to repair your motor. Typically you can put some hot glue over this whole thing to keep the water off of the contacts. And I think I might fill that guy up and this guy up with some bit of hot glue. And let's just go ahead and let's make sure we don't throw away the little seal, because we gotta have that on there. But I will tape that on there with some regular old clear tape. And before we tape her up and seal up with some hot glue, I'm going to keep testing and see if she's going to work just fine. And the way they work is, this is the air intake, this is the air outtake of the system. Let's go ahead and plug it back in and kind of show you what it does. That's why you have this little towel. See, there's that. You can see the color. We got some air blowing. And I have successfully fixed my 12 volt DC motor. By doing a little bit of fixing and a little bit of knowing how to fix these motors, by putting a little bit of grease on them, and that's how you fix them. And after get this all repaired, I mean, it's all repaired right now, but I'm going to go ahead and seal off the motor shaft here. Not the shaft here, but the shaft, this little guy here, and that little hole up top, with a bit of hot glue. This is how you repair your motor shaft and stuff, or your 12 volt motor. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please leave a comment below if you know anywhere I can get new motors for my blow-ups and stuff like that. This came out of my 4-foot snowman. Alright guys, I hope you please share, please like, peace out, bye guys, we'll see you in the next vlog.